Hey there, this is Nidhi and you're watching this video on the Urban Diaries YouTube channel. Thank you so much for selecting this video. This video is gonna be super beneficial for you because today we'll find out what adjective describes your personality best. Every day we meet so many different kinds of people and everyone has some amazing and different qualities. But somehow or the other, when we really want to compliment someone or maybe want to say something nice about somebody, we're actually at a loss of words. And that shouldn't happen. So today we'll do a lesson on how to describe the qualities of a person. That means interesting adjectives to describe different personalities. Amiable. This one is my favorite adjective to describe somebody's personality. So someone who is amiable possesses a pleasant and friendly disposition. Someone who is kind and good-natured, who is friendly enough to talk to people around and wear a smile on his face. So if you see somebody who's good-natured and who easily gets along with people around, you can call him amiable. Other words to match this adjective can be friendly, affable, cordial, and warm-hearted. And the opposite can be unfriendly and disagreeable. She had an amiable personality, always ready with a kind word and a smile. Malthus was one of the most amiable, candid, and cultured of men. Now, add one more letter in this and you get amicable. Amicable, a word with a similar meaning. But while amiable refers to friendly people, amicable refers to friendly relationship between them. Next time if you see somebody who's very good-natured and you want to impress him with your good vocabulary, you can call him an amiable personality. Reliable. Reliable. Someone who's reliable is someone you can trust. Calling someone reliable means you can count on it to come through when you need it. Reliable people usually show up on time, never flake out, and always tell the truth. Other words which can match this adjective can be responsible, steady, tried and tested, trustable, and trustworthy. And the opposites can be uncertain, undependable, unreliable, unsafe, and untrustworthy. My best friend is very reliable. My car is old, but it's reliable. It is very difficult to find reliable people in this world now. Gregarious. If you know someone who's outgoing, sociable, and fond of the company of others, you might want to call that person gregarious. So, these kind of personalities loves being around people and making new friends. We can also describe these personalities with the words like social, companionable, and pleasant. The opposites can be unsociable or reserved. That means a person who hardly talks to people around. He is a gregarious person who avoids solitude. I really like to get along with gregarious people. High time to add this interesting adjective in your vocabulary, guys. Considerate. Considerate. Being considerate is being polite and caring. People like it when you are considerate of their feeling. We could all probably be more considerate of others, and this word considerate means that you are thinking of other people, considering them and then treating them decently and with respect. A considerate person can be also called thoughtful, kind, and unselfish, and the opposites can be uncaring and selfish. It wasn't very considerate of you to drink all the milk. He is always a kind and considerate host. Diplomatic. This one is a very rare quality a personality can have. So if you have the ability to say the right thing when two people are fighting, making both sides happy, you are a diplomatic. You can be a diplomatic in your personal life if you are a polite, easy to get along with, and able to deliver bad news in a kind way. You can also be a professionally diplomatic, like in the Indian government system, we have a diplomat. A diplomat keeps the peace and maintain good relationship with other countries. That's why keeping the peace in smaller ways is also called diplomatic. Are you a diplomatic person? Do let me know in the comment section. Other words to match this adjective can be tactful, subtle, skillful, and careful. And the opposites can be candid, straightforward, and transparent. It was in my diplomatic capacity that I first became acquainted with him. If you need to survive in this world, you need to be diplomatic. Generous, something which is needed most in this world now. So, generous people are the ones who give more than is expected of them. Those who are always ready to help you, no matter what. When you decide to go one step beyond what's expected of you, you are being generous. Don't forget the letter O when you spell the word generous. It's generous, right? A generous person also can be called charitable, full of love, benevolent, and free-hearted. Free-hearted. And a familiar adjective that we all know is kind. We all know how kind people are, right? They are so kind with the heart that they are always ready to help you. So, a generous person is a kind person. And the opposites can be stingy, ungenerous, uncharitable, lacking of love. And you can call that person mean also. Mean, very mean. Do you know any generous person who has helped you ever? I would really like to know his or her name. So you can write their name in the comment section below. Be generous yourself, you'll get the same in return. The offer was thankfully accepted and the generous merchant was as good as his words. Quick-witted. Quick-witted. This one comes under advanced vocabulary. Anyone whose mind is sharp can be called quick-witted, especially if they've got a great sense of humor and are speedy with a comeback. If you've got a knack for coming up with smart comments on the fly, you can be a quick-witted person. The most quick-witted student in a class are often the first to raise their hands to answer the teacher's question. So I really love quick-witted students. Being quick-witted is very helpful during a debate or maybe when you're playing a game with a time limit. So you have to be quick, and that is quick-witted. Quick-witted comes from wit, which doesn't just mean sense of humor, it means intelligence also. So yes, a quick-witted personality. Other words you can use to describe the same personality can be adroit, intelligent, prompt, and quick. The opposites can be foolish, idiotic, stupid, unintelligent, slow. Yes, slow will work. Slow. Alexander the Great was quick-witted and talented person. Convivial. Use the adjective convivial to describe your friend who is the life of the party. This adjective comes from the Latin word convivium, that means a feast. When convivial was first coined in the 1660s, its meaning was related to the access of food and drink during such celebrations. And later on, the same word was used for a person who likes to celebrate in parties. An example of convivial is a person who is cheerful and who always makes you feel welcome. The other words for the same adjective can be friendly, congenial, good-humored, cordial, and clubbable. And the opposites can be reclusive, unfriendly, and unsociable. This is fun to express your views in a convivial gathering. You can also use convivial to express the atmosphere around you. For example, it was an extremely convivial evening. Indecisive. Indecisive. If you are indecisive, you have a hard time making decisions. And when you finally do make a decision, you may not be confident about it or you may change your mind. So somebody who is very confused and weak in decision making. Other adjectives to use for the same personality can be unsettled, unclear, ambiguous, and confusing. The antonyms can be certain, sure, or definite. The one who is confident enough to take decisions. An undecisive leader can bring an army to a standstill. An undecisive mind is quite dangerous thing to possess. Naive. Naive. So no one likes being called naive since it means you lack experience, wisdom, or judgment. You can use naive to describe a person who speaks or gives his opinion without having much information about a topic. So it's kind of negative adjective. But there is one more use of the word naive, which you can say is quite positive. The word naive shares the same root as the word native. That means natural or not artificial. So yes, it can be used in a more positive meaning when describing a charming and a lack of artificiality in any personality. Other words to match this adjective can be ignorant, innocent, and simple. That means not artificial. The antonyms can be somebody who's experienced, who's intelligent, knowledgeable, and someone who's sophisticated. You're a naive person. Stop judging people without any experience. At his naive statement, I couldn't restrain a smile. Extroverted. Extroverted. An extroverted is a friendly person who enjoys talking to and being with other people. Extroverts love parties, talking on the phone, and meeting new people. As a psychological term, it was borrowed from a German word which is extroverted. That means to turn outside. A person who's concerned more with practical realities rather than with inner thoughts and feelings. Its opposite is introverted, which means shy or turned inward. I was a very extroverted person from a very large family. While you may be introverted, there are things you can do to be less reserved and more extroverted. An introvert generally prefers solitary activities to interacting with large group of people. If you would rather walk through your feelings in a diary rather than talking to someone, then you are an introverted person. I find the people of village to be introverted. For an introverted child, friendship can be difficult to achieve. Enthusiastic. To be an enthusiastic is having great excitement or interest in something. For example, if you are enthusiastic about working on your vocabulary words, you don't have to be reminded to do it. You would do it on your own, and that too with full of energy. If you're eager, keen or passionate about something, you are an enthusiast. He seems very enthusiastic about his role in the play. What are the things you are enthusiastic about? Do let me know in the comment section. Scatterbrain. Scatterbrain. A person who's forgetful, disorganized or unable to concentrate or think clearly. Who has a lot of things in his mind and the things or ideas are like scattered in his brain. Scattered like beans on the floor. So yes, kind of a disorganized person. We also can call a scatterbrain like featherbrain, featherhead or nitwit. This is cute. Where did I put my keys? I'm such a scatterbrain today. And that is true that I sometimes behave like a scatterbrain. That was about me. What kind of personality do you have and which adjective describes you best? Drop your favorite adjective in the comment section. And I'm definitely going to enjoy your comments. And if you know any other word which I didn't mention but that describes you best, do write that down. Bye bye.